Hello guys, today we're going to see the ambulance building basics. So we have come across hospital building and physician building, but many people they do not know what is meant by ambulance building, how it works. So this video about just basic about what actually ambulance building and what are the codes we use and what are the modifier that we use to build the claim to the insurance company. Okay, okay, let's move on to the slide and without wasting our time. What is ambulance billing? So, ambulance billing is a program to bill the cost of emergency medical service associated with transporting a patient to the hospital, skilled nursing facility, or physician office by ambulance. So, this ambulance billing, if patient met with any accident in at home or office, and will call the ambulance and by dialing 911 in US and in India they will dial 108 and they'll call the ambulance and the ambulance will transport the patient to the nearest hospital. Let's see the next slide for an example. And here, see the patient is involved in an accident at home, office, or factory or public place, and the ambulance transport the patient to the nearest hospital or the physician office. Okay. All right, and now here, so in ambulance billing we have three types of ambulance or three type of transport that we utilize in the ambulance billing. The one is a groundway transport, in other word we can call landway transport, airway ambulance or airway transport, or waterway transport. So in groundway transport is commonly used everywhere where the vehicle will come and pick up the patient and they will drop in the nearest hospital for the treatment. Okay, and an airway ambulance service necessary when the patient is highly critical, and the helicopter will be used to minimize the transport time and to cover the distance in a small period of time. So only in case of emergency we will be using the airway ambulance in case if patient is in a hospital and they have to need a immediate treatment in different place, so to transport the patient one place to another place in short period, so the airway ambulance will be used. Okay, and moving on to the third one, the waterway transport. And the waterway transport is a boat used for an emergency medical care in islands and medically equipped to transport the patients. So mostly this waterway utilized in islands, so they can they call the ambulance waterway ambulance, and it's fully loaded with all the equipments, medical equipment to treat the patient to reach the medical center. Okay, and these are the three types of transport we have in ambulance billing. Right, and moving on to the next one. Right, here we can see what are the type support that we have. Type of life support we have in ambulance billing. The two types of life support we have. One is a BLS, the basic life support, and another one is ALS, advanced life support. So BLS life support is a transportation by ground ambulance vehicle and the provision of medical necessity supplies like glucometer and albuterol and defibrillators and aspirin, pulse oximeter, spleen bandage, etc. So this service will be equipped. This transportation ambulance is actually equipped with all the basic medical equipments for the patient. It helps to reach the hospital without any kind of issues. So this is for the basic life support. Okay, however we have another one, it's advanced life support. In advanced life support is offered by the highly skilled and trained staff. And advanced life support in ambulance will be having the highly skilled trained staff will be available in the ambulance. Okay, and they will be taking care of the patient and make sure to provide the complete treatment in the ambulance to reach the patient, to reach the hospital without any issues. So in ALS, so we'll be having two staff, paramedic staff, who will be assisting the patient. Okay, so the charges will be vary for BSc, BLS, and ALS. All right, here we go. So these are the basic, that's not basic, it's a commonly used CPT code in ambulance billing. That is A0421 for ground mileage, and for A0426 for life support level 1 for non-emergency service, and A0427 for advanced life support level 1 for emergency service, and A0428 for basic life support for non-emergency, and A0429 for basic life support for emergency, and A0432 for paramedic intercept, and A0433 for advanced life support 2, and emergency or non-emergency, and the A0434 for specialty care transport. These are the commonly used in ambulance billing. There are the many CPT codes we have, but however, I'm uh, mention only the few CPT code which is commonly used to bill the claim to the insurance company. Okay, so however, we need modifier to build the claim. Let's see the modifiers. All right, and here we go. And these are the commonly used modifier D and for diagnostic, and H for hospital, and N for nursing facility, and P for physician office, and R for residence, and S for scene of accident or acute event. So these are the common modifier will be used to bill any claim in ambulance billing. So however, we have few other modifiers. Let's see what are they. All right, so this is the additional modifier that we have in GM: multiple patient on one ambulance trip, and QL for patient pronounced dead after the ambulance called, and QM for ambulance service provided under agreement by a provider of service, and QN for ambulance service furnished directly by a provider of service, and GZ for ABN was required but not obtained, and GY item or service is statutory excluded or does not meet the definition of any Medicare benefits, and GA for ABN was required and obtained, and GM for multiple patient modes of transport, and GW for hospice patient unrelated to the hospice diagnosis. So these are the additional modifier that will be used in the ambulance billing. All right, so these are the basic actually. So if you need anything specific in detail, please update in the comment box so that I can in next video I can we can see in more in detail about the CPT code and modifiers, and about the what is how the ambulance charge entry works and payment posting works. We can see one by one in detail. Okay, please update your comments and subscribe this channel and share with the videos with your friends, and click on the bell icon to get the notifications. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a nice day.